Boston. Brace yourself, the ultimate SEO rendezvous is coming your way. Introducing the 12th annual SEO Rockstars events, hosted by the phenomenal Dory Friend. It's the hotspot where SEO masterminds like Clint Butler, Tech Combiners ignited their journeys. I've attended SEO Rockstars for the past 5 years, and it's been mind-blowing. This year, it's all about AI reshaping SEO. Dive deep or risk being left behind. Missed the early bird special? No worries. Use the code SEOLOVE for special discount. Enjoy 3 days of immersive knowledge bombs, intimate masterminds, and networking with the creme de la creme of the SEO world. Lavish lunches, insightful evenings, and transformative takeaways. SEO Rockstars 2023 from October 27th to the 29th. It's not just an event, it's your gateway to SEO mastery. Secure your place. Visit SEORockstars.us today. Hey, what's up everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the SEO Video Show. Today we have our very special guest, is Kasra Dash, and we'll be talking about SEO website recovery from Google Updates, which comes at a very, very good time with all the updates that's going on. We got a spam update that's going on. We got another core update going on. We have the helpful content. Man, we had like 3 different updates within the last month. So be sure to check out today's episode as we learn how to recover from these updates if we got hit by it, with our very special guest, Kasra Dash. Stefan, my man, once again, happy Friday. Luther, hi. How many of you guys going to SEO Rockstars? It's supposed to be an awesome event. Oh, I see Kasra in the back. Kasra, my man. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hold on. Yeah, I can't hear you. Micro Merlino at Best Buy. Much love to my dude Dre and my guy Kasra Dash for cash. Mike, how you doing, brother? Kasra, can you hear me now?
Should be able to. Yeah,
there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Love it. Love it. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
What happened? Not doing good?
Good stuff.
Love it. Did you decide to buy a Corvette after our joyride at Las Vegas?
I did not, but I did buy an Audi. I bought a new Audi. Yeah.
With the R8?
It's the baby R8. It's the TT.
There we go. Love that. Love that. Skylar Samuels. Morning, everyone. Yeah, Audis are great cars. Love it.
Yeah. Super quick as well.
If you're just tuning in, we got Kasra Dash in the back, and we'll be talking about SEO website recoveries from Google Updates, which come at a very, very good time. We had like 3 or 4 updates within the past month. We had the helpful content update. We had the spam update. We have the new October core update. Good Lord.
3 updates back to back.
Yeah. So if you guys got hit by it, we'll be talking all about it and how to recover from it with our very special guest, Kasra Dash. Don't be shy. Say hi in the live chat. I see a bunch of you out there already. I see Sebastian. Hey, dudes. We got a full house today. How fast did you take your audio? Did you max it?
I've done like 120, 130.
Oh, shit. Damn.
I had to test it out, make sure it's working. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. Freddie Dickerson. How's it going, Dre? I'm doing well, brother. Any plans for this weekend?
No, not at all. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to sort out before I go to Chiang Mai, so I'm just fixing everything out. Yeah.
Are you actually speaking at Chiang Mai?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm the first speaker at the event as well. Very first guy, so I'm opening it up.
Man, you got to go out with a bang, set the standard for everyone else.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yep. Are you going to SEO Rockstars, or is that during the same time?
I think that's during the same time. I think it's like two days before. So yeah, I'll be missing that one. Are you going to Rockstars?
I most likely won't be able to make this one, but I'll probably catch the replays if they record it.
Right.
Yeah. Nikhil, hello, fellas. What's your topic at Chiang Mai?
Website recovery.
Oh yeah, love it.
So,
hey, you plan? I mean, I booked my guests like 3 months in advance, right? We booked our time like a long time ago. But
yeah.
Did you plan like having your new YouTube channel? You have like 3 talks back to back. That's like perfect timing for everything, and all the updates, all the Google updates. You like totally planned it well.
Yeah. Do you know what? In the first day of me announcing that I'm setting up a YouTube channel, I gained 250, 300 subscribers. I hadn't even uploaded. I just said I'm going to set up a YouTube channel and do a website recovery series. And then everyone just subscribed. I think I'm on like 560, 570 now.
Yeah, I swear, right now is the perfect time to start it and get it going, especially at your topic.
Yeah.
You're gonna just like, you come at that right timing, you know, when like, it's like that perfect wave of to grab everyone's attention.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the perfect storm, not perfect wave.
Yeah, that's it, perfect storm.
Yeah, Michael Merlino says T. What's up, Mike Merlino? All right. We have about 3 more minutes to go, guys. Our today's topic is about SEO website recovery from Google updates. We'll be talking a lot about like how to recover if you got hit by an update, which a bunch of them just happened this recently and even this week. So be sure to pay attention, take some notes. We have Kasra already waiting in the back, eager to tell you all about the great things that you can do. Are you going to SEO spring training in next year, April 2024?
So again, I think I'm speaking in Saigon then.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah. Busy guy. Like,
heck yeah.
There was, I don't think I think Vietnam, they booked me on like literally 2 weeks before Clint Butler and stuff like that asked me, so I'd already said yes to
Love it. Worldwide. Love that.
Yeah. Worldwide keynote speaker.
Yep. Kobe says, happy Friday, everyone. And for those that want to go to either SEO Rockstars this coming month, be sure to use the code SEOLOVE. And if you want to go to SEO Spring Training, go to SEOspringtraining.com. I believe there's still some tickets available. That's going to be a great one. I believe it's like a week long. So there's going to be good stuff going on there. I don't think I've ever been to a conference that's been a week long.
Yeah, I'm
gonna have new brothers and sisters stay hang out with them that long.
Yeah, definitely.
Ernesto, yo. All right, guys, we got about 1 more minute to go. Be sure to get your shouts out right while I get things ready here. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on mute, and I'll unmute you in about 8 minutes.
All right.
All right, brother. See you in 8.
Hey, time to get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show. Hey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. My name is Paul Andre De Vera, aka Dre, and I curate SEO videos released in the past week into about 1-minute clips. My favorite part of the show is when I get to introduce my guest, and my guest this week is the founder of Searcharoo, Kasra Dash. Before we get started, let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Kasra, Nubia, Victor, Fletcher, Ernesto, Skylar, Kobe, Michael, Adrian, Nikhil, Freddie, Stefan, Sebastian. Welcome everyone. Please don't subscribe, and hit that notification bell and support the channel. Now let's get on with the show.
Hey Dre, why do SEOs love the farmer's market? Lots of organic content.
All right, as you know, Google actually updated a lot of things on the search documentation. There's a few updates that happened just recently. We had the October core update, and we have also a spam update, which comes at a great time today. So be sure to check out what's going on, and be sure to pay attention to what's going on later on today, as we will be talking more about our SEO recovery. All right, on to the next video.
We've stopped using some structured data to display a set of rich results. Stepping back, structured data is a kind of machine-readable code that you can add to your web pages, which search engines...
Guys, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on here.
...can use to...
There's something going on. All right, guys, I think I need to come back on because something happened here. So I'll be right back. Give me about 1 minute. I'll be right back. Check. 1 2 1 2. Hey, what's up, everyone? Can you guys hear me? Am I back on? I'm gonna go ahead and try to restart this. I just told Kasra to come back on. Hopefully we get everyone to come back on here. Let me just put in a few more. We got 10 seconds to go.
Yeah. Hey, time to get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show. Hey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show. We just had a few technical difficulties there, and hopefully we can get everyone to come back, but I wanted to go ahead and hopefully get things restarted here and get things going once again. All right, first let's
Hey Dre, what 2 things do SEO preschoolers have at lunch break? Cookies and link juice boxes!
John Mueller gave his Google search updates for the month. Let's check it out.
We've stopped using some structured data to display a set of rich results. Stepping back, structured data is a kind of machine-readable code that you can add to your web pages, which search engines can use to better understand the content. We use it to enhance how we show search results. We call that rich results. To provide a cleaner and more consistent search experience, we've changed how some structured data types are shown. In particular, how-to structured data is no longer being used, and FAQ structured data is only shown for well-known authoritative government and health sites. We added an annotation in Search Console of Reports to alert folks about this change. It's not necessary to remove this structured data if you currently have it on your pages. It just won't have any effect.
I mean, I love going against the grain, and if Google says to not do something, let's double down and do it and test it out. Okay, Mark Williams Cook shares his definition of search of intent volume and using intent volume instead of search volume. Let's check this one out.
Yeah, so intent volume is, as I was saying, which is all of the variations of the search term that mean the same thing. So it's important to understand as well, when we talk about intent of a search term, intent is not objective. And by that, I mean the exact same search term can mean different things to 2 different people. They can have different expectations. That intent tends to become clearer the more specific the search term. And generally, the longer search terms, and by that I mean the ones with more words in, literally, are more specific, and because they have more words, there tend to be more variations of them. So if I did a search for, football scores, for instance, there's only a couple of ways I can write that, but the intent is very broad. For my example of buy blue running shoes, the intent is very specific, but there's probably 50, 60 ways I could write that. So the intent volume is the total the total searches for queries that want the same thing. So how do you measure that? You can't ahead of time. You can't forecast it, okay? Because nobody has the data. However, if it is coming up in things like people also ask, you know it is a thing.
It's been a constant battle getting clients to go after zero volume keywords, and it's up to them to know it's an untapped gold mine in SEO. How long does it take to see results from SEO? Let's check this out by Kyle Roof.
This is a collaborative process. Sure. We're going to talk with our clients about, okay, what are your goals? Where are you trying to get to? You're here, where do you want to go? And then our job as the SEOs is to help guide that plan. Sure. But that's a real collaborative process. It's not just like, this is your SEO and go, but it's like, we're trying to work out a way so that we can work together to get to where we need to go.
All right, that was a little short. So many technical errors coming on here, but let's go ahead and what I typically do when I tell a client to when they ask how long does it take, I typically say like 6 months. I mean, we can get things ranking within about 3 weeks or so, but I mean 6 months to get that contract going to kind of guarantee some results is not necessarily page 1, but I'll increase rankings, but not guaranteed page 1, but we can definitely get there. Revive old content for website recovery. Let's check this one out.
One thing that's super important for you to understand is that the number of articles on a website, if you're producing 10 articles or 200 articles, the actual number doesn't always necessarily mean that it's a good thing. What you actually want is the quality of pages. Over the years, what we've been trained to do as SEOs is to create massive content clusters and win topical authority that way. However, this isn't always the correct way of scaling out a website. One thing I've learned speaking to guys like Corey is that you can have a 1,000 page website, And out of that 1,000 page website, you can have one page that only talks about cars, and that page gets all of your website traffic. And the 999 other pages could be talking about camera equipment or shoes. Now, that entire website actually has topical authority on cars. It doesn't have topical authority on camera equipment or shoes. You have topical coverage on shoes or cameras because you have so many pages talking about it. But because you have more user engagements landing on the actual page that's talking about cars, your website to Google is deemed as a topical authority figure on cars and not cameras. Now, if you have a lot of pages on your website that don't get user engagements, that don't have people actually visiting that page, those pages are classed as deadweight pages, and that can actually pull your entire website down. We need to essentially get rid of any of these pages or improve upon these pages.
This brings me to my favorite part of the show. Please like, subscribe, and get things ready while I get things ready here. Kasra is a young Scottish entrepreneur. He owns hundreds of digital assets from rank and rent websites and affiliate sites to e-commerce websites. Kasra Dash has used to be a web developer, but very quickly got into marketing and understood the power of marketing and sales. Since taking action on sales and marketing, he has grown his career massively and generated over 1.33 million in sales. Please welcome the founder of Searcheroo, Kasra Dash. Kasra, my man. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be on.
Love it, love it. Everyone, let's give a round of applause. Kasra, it's lovely to see you here. I mean, we've hung out in Vegas. We had a great time. We had a joyride on a Corvette, and you're going to be doing a lot more speaking. But before we get started, I mean, this is the first question I ask all my SEO professionals that come on here. In 1 minute or less, how does Kasra get ranking on page 1 of Google?
Holistic SEO. So doing everything. A lot of people just want to rank only on organics, but what I tell my team is making sure that all of our images are ranking. If we have any videos, they need to be ranking on YouTube. They need to be ranking on Google Videos. Those are two different algorithms. So just doing everything. And again, like what Kyle Roof always says is you don't need to be the best at everything. You just need to be better at everybody else. So if any of your competitors don't have videos, take advantage of that. You should be looking to scale out your videos, rank your images, do everything as you can. And yeah, just fill the void, really. Fill the void.
Love that. Let's rewind this real quick. Let's rewind this. Kasra, take us way back in the time. When did you first get into SEO?
So I probably got into SEO about 5 or 6 years ago. It feels a lot shorter because obviously like COVID and stuff. But yeah, it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. And I accidentally got into SEO as well. I did not mean to get into SEO by any means. I didn't even know what it was. But basically like 5, 6 years ago, my brother had a friend and he wanted a website, like an e-commerce site. It took me like 6 months to code this website. And I ended up getting paid for it. And like he phoned me maybe 1 or 2 weeks after I finished the website and handed it over to him. And he said, hey, you've designed me this really nice website. And where's the leads? Where's the inquiries? I've not had any sales. So I said, I think you need to do SEO. And that's essentially how it started. He was like, do you know how to do it? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Back then it was just page titles and stuff. So it was a lot easier, especially in e-commerce. Like now you need like unique descriptions. You need to build links to your category pages. There's a lot more ins and outs to e-commerce SEO. Back then it was literally just like, make sure the page title has the keyword on it and you would rank then, or you would rank pretty high.
Yep.
And yeah, it was just a lot easier to game the algorithm back then.
Love that. So I mean, he asked you if like you knew how to do it. So I mean, how'd you actually learn it then?
I watched Matt Diggity's videos.
Okay.
There was a guy called Daryl Rosser. He's still around actually, and he also still does e-commerce SEO. He used to be a lot more active than what he is now on YouTube and stuff. So I was watching his YouTube videos. I was reading a load of blogs. Just like you can learn so much based off of like what's online. So you can essentially be anything that you want really. So I was just spending a load of time doing my 9 to 5, and then I'd maybe come home for like an hour. I'd have something to eat. And then from like 6 p.m. till midnight, I'd be reading all these blogs. I'd be like, right, okay, page titles, right, okay, keyword. I need the keyword in the page titles. I need to do this. I need to do that, right? Internal linking, that's important. People are talking about that. So I was just learning bits and bobs as I went along, and then here I am now.
Love that. So take us through the journey. Like, did Fat Rank come in, or did Searcharoo come in? Like, take us, like, kind of guide us through that journey of how the company started, because you are an entrepreneur and have a bunch of companies that I saw.
Yeah, so that was my first SEO venture. And by the way, like, I feel like it's super important to also talk about our failures as well, because there's been a lot of things that I have started that didn't take off. Like after that e-commerce brand, I did try to get it into drop shipping. That failed. I tried to sell links. That failed at the time. Now I have a very successful link building agency. So there was a lot of things that I tried and tested as I went along, and like they failed. But the thing was, I always learned something about it. So for example, now I know that if I'm building an e-commerce store now, I'm not going to be the one that's uploading all the products and stuff like that. It's going to be a VA that I'm going to hire, right? So I know how to hire staff and stuff. So over times I did fail a lot, but then I ended up going to a mastermind in Liverpool, and I basically met my business partner now, and he just saw, like, he was very good at scaling out a team. I wasn't at the time. And I was very technical at the time, and he wasn't technical. So it was kind of like a really good balance. So I had his weaknesses covered, and he had my weaknesses covered. So we essentially started off with that. And since then, we've been able to scale out 400, 500 websites together. We have used that money from the rank and rents and stuff to then invest into other JVs. So we now have Searcharoo that does our links. We have Backlink Doctor that has our disavows. We have a content SaaS product. So yeah, it's all about reinvesting. That's all we do.
Love that. Love that. Reinvesting in yourself. Love that. Okay, so let's get into, so right now the topic of today's episode is about website recovery. I mean, it comes at a great time, right? Because I mean, within the past month, there's been 3 huge updates. I mean, you've been making content already on the Google Helpful Content update. There's a spam update that happened this week, and there's also a core update that happened this week. I mean, it could have come at a great time, and for everyone, Kasra just actually launched his own YouTube channel just recently as well, so be sure to check that out after the show. But let's go talk on the topic of website recovery. I mean, like, to start, I mean, could you provide an overview of what a website recovery kind of encompasses?
Yeah, so you recently had Gabe on, and I was looking at his website. By the way, a brilliant podcast. And he's mentioned on the homepage of his website, which I agree with a lot, is there's never one smoking SEO gun, right? So I've, like, over the past few days, I've been getting messages all over the show, emails, Twitter, Facebook, everyone saying, hey, Kaz, can you take a look at this website? I feel like it's the theme, or I feel like it's this content, or I feel like it's this link that I've built. It's probably a death by 1,000 cuts. So there's going to be a lot of things that you probably have done wrong from the previous core algorithm update till this core algorithm update. And Google's essentially like let you off between those 2 core algorithm updates. But now essentially there's, like, obviously the helpful content update. There's all these different updates that have hit, and Google's recrawled your entire website and seen, Andre's built a load of spammy links, or he's built a load of, or he's uploaded a load of spammy articles, or it's not helpful articles. So that's why your website's been hit. It's not just one article or 10 articles. It's going to be a conglomerate amount of things that you've done wrong. So that's what I've typically seen. It's not just the one link that everyone says, or it's not just the theme of the website. It's an array of different things, probably.
Love that. So, I mean, so what are some key signals then, metrics that you are looking like to analyze when you, when you're trying to like do this type of work?
So the spam update is pretty important to understand. The spam update, I saw a lot of websites get hit with a manual action penalty. That's typically when we know that there's going to be an update coming soon. Because usually, right, and this has happened twice now. If you remember, if we go back to November, December time last year, there was obviously the link spam update that rolled out. And literally like 2-3 weeks before, there was like 35, 40 websites that reached out to us saying, hey, I've been hit by a manual action. And now there's like, you speak to a lot of SEOs, they've not heard of a manual action in ages, in absolute years, right? Mm-hmm. Typically, we know when a new algorithm update is going to hit because there's a lot of inquiries that we end up getting. So from that point of view, that the spam update can be content. It can also be links as well. So don't just think, oh my God, my website's been hit, let's focus on the content. It can also mean you might need a disavow as well. Mm-hmm. Now, the helpful content update, one thing that Google has gotten really smart with is copycat SEO. So there's a lot of these tools out there that essentially scrape the top 10 and they say, right, okay, you want to rank for best running shoes. The top 10 results all mention Andre, right? Mm-hmm. And you need to mention Andre because it's part of the corpus, right? Yeah. What they actually want from you, and they've released this, is the information gain patent. So you need to be bringing something new to the SERP. Now, in some cases, you might not be able to, right? Mm-hmm. If say, for example, you're talking about an old cinema in Vegas, there's nothing new about it, right? That's a historical figure, right? But if it's, for example, the best TVs, right? There's going to be best TVs being launched every few months, I reckon, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're bringing something new to the table, and let's say the top 10 results all have the same tables, like sending it through to LG, Samsung, whatever else, and if you come in saying, oh, Dell has released a new TV, it's their first ever TV, and you're the first person to bring that to the SERP, mm-hmm. Google will reward you. Now, equally so, if you don't have anything new and you've just been doing copycat SEO, Google will penalize you. And Google's essentially came out saying that if you have, let's say, for example, if your website is 100 pages mm-hmm. and you have 40 pages that are all essentially just non-helpful content, the entire domain can get penalized. Oh. Now, again, like 40 articles on a massive website, like, for example, Forbes, mm-hmm. you're probably not going to get penalized because they've probably got thousands of pages. But if you've got a smaller domain and you've got a smaller subset of pages and you only have, let's say, 100 pages, 200 pages, and 60% of them are non-factual or they're copycat SEO articles, then your entire domain will get penalized for it.
Damn! Man, that's a lot there, guys. Be sure to rewind that and re-listen to that and understand what's going on there. So I had the pleasure to listen to you speak at a conference. I was at Digital Unfiltered. And in your presentation, you talk about toxicity threshold, which I feel like, it's perfectly, which relates to what's going on here. Can you explain what this means for site owners to understand?
So for anybody that wasn't at my Vegas talk, I was talking about toxicity when it comes to links, right? And it's funny you mentioned this because it almost seems like they've done this for content now, right? Mm-hmm. So for anybody that doesn't know what it is, everyone thinks you need the cleanest backlink profile. So what they'll do is they'll load up their competitors in Ahrefs, and let's say they all have a link from Forbes, they might have a link from The Independent, and they might have a link from SEO.com, right? And they'll go and acquire those links. Now, that's not a bad strategy by all means. Go and do that. But in some cases, you will need toxic links. Every website on the planet has a toxicity threshold. So for example, if you're trying to rank for plumbers in Wyoming, you might have a super low toxicity threshold because all your competitors have pretty clean backlink profiles. I would like to imagine so. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to rank for, like, for example, finance or lawyers in New York, right? Financial lawyers in New York, the toxicity threshold is going to be a lot higher. Whereas if you're trying to rank for example, in gambling, the toxicity threshold is going to be way higher. And then again, same goes with porn. If you're trying to rank in any porn industries, the toxicity threshold is going to be probably double what gambling is.
Yeah.
So you need to essentially figure out what your toxicity threshold for all of your competitors are. So let's say, for example, plumbers in Wyoming might be 300. Financial lawyers might be 1,200. You need to build your toxicity links as close to that as you can. And by the way, when I say that, I don't mean go and build GSA or spammy links.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was going to say. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, don't do that. There's a lot of links that naturally have spam that comes with it. Toxicity is what we call it, right? So you need to essentially play that to your advantage, right? So you need to look at all of these domains and say, right, okay, for example, abc.com has really high trust, really high power. I'm going to build that, but knowing in the back of my head, it also comes with 300 toxicity. But I don't mind that because it comes with a lot of trust and a lot of power, right? What you don't want is a website that has 1 power, 1 trust, and really low and really high toxicity, because you can essentially it's all a fine art of like balance and making sure that the toxicity, if you are going to be building a toxic link, has the power and the trust that you also want.
Love that. So, but I'm curious. I mean, can you give us an example of building a okay toxic link?
So an okay toxic link, right? For example, it could be a Forbes, right? It could be one of those bigger websites that looks very trustworthy. Yeah. And to be honest, like if somebody was to offer me a Forbes link, I would probably get it because it comes with a lot of authority and it comes with a lot of trust. But other SEOs, as soon as they get a link on Forbes, they will hit their guest post or their article with spammy links. Now, Forbes can withhold a lot of spam, right? So what you essentially want to do is have in the back of your mind, right, okay, I'm going to acquire this Forbes link, but it also comes with, 300, 400 toxicity. But I don't mind that because it's high in trust, it's high up in the link graph, it's also comes with a lot of power and also authority in the space that I'm trying to rank it in.
Love that. Okay, so for those that have more toxic links, are worried about having toxic links, what are some early signs for your webmasters to actually kind of see if they have look for if they have more toxicity?
Yeah. So again, going back to the presentation that I done in Vegas, I am a firm believer in doing a proactive disavow. A lot of people leave a disavow too late, and that's kind of like driving your car down the motorway and waiting for the petrol or gas to run out, and then you're like, I need to go and get some gas now, so I'm going to walk 20 miles that way and then come back with a jerry can and fill up my car, right? What you want to be doing is if you're acquiring any form of links, you should be looking to do a disavow. Again, depending on the size of your website, and also in some industries, you might not need a disavow. If you're only getting citations and stuff like that, then it's probably not worth your time and effort. But if you've got an affiliate site, or if you've got a national website that you are acquiring links every single month, try to at least do a disavow. Maybe once a year, every 12 months, every 18 months. Now, some early signs would be if you have been hit by the first core algorithm update, that could result in penalized links, link spam. Again, what you typically find when it comes to the toxicity of a domain is you'll essentially get either a manual action if it's not been during a core algorithm update. If it's a core algorithm update and you see a massive drop in rankings, then potentially you should be looking at acquiring a disavow. And then any any other signs apart from that, not really, no.
Love that. So okay, let's say we got hit by an algorithm, right? I mean, what if someone came to you, you got a client come to you, hey, you said you have a lot of people hitting you up right now. It's like, hey, Kasra, man, I think I got hit from an update. What are some of the first metrics you look at and signals that you kind of look at over the health when you say you know what? Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't at it. So what are you actually looking at? What are the first things that you look at?
So first thing that I would do is I'd ask for Google Search Console access. I would try to figure out which update they got hit by, because obviously there's been 3 in the past 10 days, right? So if it's been the core algorithm update, the first one, I would be looking at their backlink profiles and seeing what's actually like, if it is a toxic backlink profile, do they need the disavow? Then what I would be doing is like a content rehaul. So looking at what pages were ranking and what pages aren't ranking now.
Okay.
One thing that I'll also mention is, for example, if you're looking at certain pages, like let's say a massive e-commerce store got hit, and if you're doing a Screaming Frog audit and you're finding a lot of pages don't get any clicks and impressions and stuff, make sure that you, like, the clicks and impressions don't come from Black Friday, right? Because again, like, if you're just going to remove like 200 pages, that might be the incorrect thing to do, because Black Friday, they might get all their clicks and visits from those pages that you're about to remove. So just make sure that if anybody is following along with my guide, you do make certain that you are taking it in consideration that it's a 12-month period. They don't get loads of clicks and visits from Black Friday deals, etc., etc. So then I would be looking at improving content. So like what I mentioned in my video tutorial, try to add in like secondary keywords. And then also a really great tool is MarketMuse. So what MarketMuse does is it doesn't correlate to what's actually ranking in the SERP. It will give you questions based off of what people are asking, or sorry, based off of what people are questioning and or typing into Google. Now, the good thing about MarketMuse is that anything that it spits out is information gain, and also it weighs the keywords based off of where they are on the page, right? So with a lot of correlating tools, what you'll find is you'll have a list on your right hand side and it will say, right, okay, you need to mention SEO 15 times, you need to mention search engine optimization 4 times, right? With MarketMuse is if you have SEO further up the page, it rewards you more. So again, going back to like all the Google patents, we know for a fact an internal link that's higher up on the page has more power. It's the exact same with sentences, strings, and keywords as well.
Excellent!
Love that. Okay, so I want you started talking about tools now. You said you talked MarketMuse and but I want to go back to like saying on toxicity. Like what are you measuring? What tools are you using to measure like the toxicity links?
A really expensive tool that goes by the name of Link Research Tools. I don't know if I mentioned this to you in Vegas. We spend £18,000 a month on the license. I believe that's what 20,000 US. So yeah, we use that, but it's the closest tool if you use it correctly to Google's like link algorithm. So what we will also do is like, well, again, there's another thing that I didn't mention is we use Ahrefs, we use SEMrush, we use Majestic, we use Moz, we use Google Search Console. We use all those 5 tools, export all the links from all of those individual tools, and then import it into LRT.
Okay. Oh, that LRT is Link Research Tools. Yeah. Okay.
Link Research Tools. Then, so like again, like a lot of people don't believe in disavows, or a lot of people will use SEMrush or Ahrefs as a disavowing tool. Now, the issue you've got with Ahrefs and SEMrush is they never crawl all of your backlink profile. They like Ahrefs, I believe, crawls like 75%. SEMrush probably crawls a little bit less, maybe 60, 65. Moz is the same. Majestic's the same. So you need to essentially have access to all of these tools, export all of these tools, and on top of that, do your Google Search Console and then import it into LRT. Otherwise, if you start only looking at SEMrush to do a disavow, or only looking at Ahrefs, you're going to mess up your entire website. I don't recommend anyone doing a disavow by themselves unless they've actually went through the proper training.
Love that. Okay. All right, guys, that's a great tip right there. So, but I wanted to go back into, I'm curious now. You got me curious because you said the tool's what, £18,000 a month? I'm curious, like, so how much does a website recovery package charge? Or how much you can charge for a website package recovery? I mean, if you got to pay costs like that, you got to be charging some bank.
So one thing, again, it's based off of how many RDs and backlinks you've got. So again, like a disavow could be anything from, I don't know, $600 up to 25,000. Like I think the most expensive disavow we've ever done is like 30,000 US, right?
Oh wow!
I'll tell you more on that because that's quite an interesting story. But the reason why it's so expensive is we have so much data. Our LRT package is the biggest LRT account that holds the most links. So when somebody says, oh, have you tried this link? We can essentially very quickly pull up LRT and say, that's a toxic link. I wouldn't build that one. Or again, it's just based off of how many disavows we've done. It makes sense for us to have that account. Whereas, for example, the average Joe, they might just get the average, I think it starts at like 2K or something like that, $2,000 a month. You can get the $2,000 a month. But again, it's like you can go and buy the tool. I still wouldn't recommend it because you still need to do about 2 months worth of training.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. We got our first question here from the audience, and if you guys got questions, go ahead and type them in because I'm coming close to a few of the end of my questions here. But Brian asks, Kasra, you were talking about optimizing tool in MarketMuse.
You were talking
question mark. Was that the tool that you're talking about? Were you talking about the optimized tool in MarketMuse?
Yes, the optimized tool, or I believe it's called the content editor as well. So they've got two different tools. They've got the questions that they scrape back to you. So you essentially plug in like your keyword, I don't know, like shoes, and it'll pull back a load of like questions for you. Same goes with the content editor. Like again, my editors use a variety of them. So if it's a fresh article, they will probably be using the content editor version of it. So it's essentially like a content brief. So it'll pull in the headings for you. If they are re-optimizing a page, they will use the questions. So they'll try and find any missing questions that they don't have on the page and add it onto the page. In some cases, just be careful if you are using the MarketMuse tool. In some cases, you might need to create a individual page for it. So in some cases, a question might deserve its own page, and it might be like a long form answer that you give back to it. But yeah, MarketMuse is the tool that I use. It's a little bit expensive as well.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you could charge $30,000 for a website recovery, that should be nothing. All right, so I want to go back into when you started disavowing, right? Say you got your tools, and you find the links. I mean, how are you prioritizing? What do you remove first? Like how do you know like which ones to like which toxic links to remove? I mean, which ones do you leave?
So we have like a subset of a lot of guest post farms that we know straight off the bat that we can probably get away with disavowing. Again, in some cases, like it will vary website to website. So if a gambling website came to us, which we do a lot of disavows for gambling sites, some of them actually get disavows every month from us. Some of those guys can withhold a little bit more toxic links. Whereas if it's like a law website in New York, there's a lot of guest post farms. So there's a lot of websites that have high DR, that have high traffic. The actual website's going up in rankings. And it's a toxic link, right? So at face value, you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I'd easily pay $200 for that guest post website. You start doing a little bit of digging and you're like, no. Again, like there's various things to look at. So like the link graph. So there's a lot of websites that have low DR, but they're high up in the link graph. And again, if nobody knows what the link graph is, I'll very quickly explain it. So the link graph is like a seed set of websites. So it's probably YouTube, Reddit, maybe Quora, Facebook, Twitter, and Google essentially starts their crawl from those websites, and then it slowly starts making its way down the internet, right? So that's what the link graph is. Now, there's a lot of websites that are pretty high up in the link graph. They have low DR, but they pass a lot of power and trust. Those websites are gold mines because SEOs don't go for them because they're like DR10s, DR12s, right? You look at any link building agencies lists and they say, right, DR20 plus, it's $300, DR50 plus, it's $800, DR So those websites are gold mines. Highly recommend anyone to get those. And then when it comes to disavowing, if you have websites or guest post farms that have been built to essentially sell guest posts, those are the ones that are probably most dangerous. Because again, you can essentially get a link today, and in 6 months' time or in a week's time, that link could be toxic. So again, you're kind of playing with fire. So you just need to be very careful. Again, checks that probably everybody knows, making sure that the links pointing through to that website isn't spammy or toxic, it's not GSA blast, etc., etc. And then also making sure that who they're pointing their links out to isn't spammed or they're not penalized as well. So bad link neighborhoods, like not enough, like there was a lot of people that were talking about it like 3 or 4 years ago, but I feel like everyone's just slowly creeped away from it. Going back to that, it's a good strategy, looking at bad link neighborhoods, looking at who they're linking out to, if they're linking out to porn, if they're linking out to CBD. Okay, it's fine linking out to porn and CBD, but just make sure that the porn and CBD websites aren't spammed and they're not toxic. Because again, if they're pointing to a website and they're pointing to you as well, that can cause issues to your website.
Man, you're actually going really, really deep. I mean, within this link graph, like how far do you go? So how far are you analyzing? Because you just mentioned right now, like, okay, they're linking to here, and then you link to see if they're linking to that. Then you check that website. So how far are you going? Like that is a lot of work.
with LRT, it's a little bit easier. Again, it like even for like a website with like 500 RDs or 1,000 backlinks, it still takes the team like a full day to disavow it. It's not like you push a button and then boom, you've got a disavow list. If any tool is saying that they can do that for you, I would run, because they probably wouldn't be able to.
Love that. We got another question here from the audience from Brian, and Brian asks, what does Kasra think about using parasite SEO, such as using platforms like Medium, for example, using my own brand?
Yeah, I get asked this a lot. Do you like earning money? Because I do. Why not use parasites? Like the ultimate gold mine, right? Like, so the reason why he's probably asked this is he like Brian might be in finance, or he might be, let's say he's in the credit card industry, right? Best credit cards for people that have bad credit, right? USA. That SERP was filtered with parasites, right? What the ultimate end goal is to have your affiliate site in position 1 or 2, and then having your parasite in positions 1 or 2. So you're essentially getting double bubbles. So it doesn't matter if they're clicking on position 1, whether it's your site or the parasite, or whether they're clicking on position 2, whether it's your site or the parasite again. Like you want to be dominating that SERP. So if you're going after like some people have started doing parasite for like Viagra pills and stuff, right? Have your website as position 2, have your parasite as position 1. No matter what, you're earning money.
Love that. Okay, so I mean, with all that going on, and let's say, I've hired you and you did your thing, how long does it take to recover from it? Like, let's say, like I just say, like my rankings tank, and after you do your thing, how long am I waiting for?
So when we do a disavow, we see an initial jump, like reasonably quick, but again, it's not 100% recovery. It's probably like you might see a 5 to 15% recovery. What we also recommend doing is doing a backlink rejuvenation. Now, a lot of people miss out this step, right? They'll do a disavow and they're like, brilliant, I'm back to where I was, right? And it's not the case. It's super important you get a backlink rejuvenation. It's probably more important than actually doing the disavow. And the reason why is if you do a disavow, it's kind of like being on your deathbed, right? And if you go back to your previous link provider, whoever's been purchasing your links, whether you do it in-house, whether you outsource it to a link building agency, they're the guys that got you in that trouble, right? So what you want to be doing is looking at your toxicity levels, looking at your competitors' toxicity levels, looking at your power and your trust, and again, looking at your competitors' power and trust, and making sure that you're matching it as close as you can. Now, with a backlink rejuvenation, we essentially do a very, very trusted seed set of websites that we know works in the finance industry or in the porn industry or in the gambling industry, whatever industry you're in. We will find those seed set websites and we're like, right, you need this link. It's not a matter of, oh no, I don't like the theme, or it's got a right for us page or whatever else. No, you need that link, because guess what? It's got a power of 10, it's got a trust of 5, and the toxicity is absolutely 0. And what we're also going to do is to make it even more safer is hit it with a branded anchor back to your website. Essentially, you're telling Google, I've cleaned up my act, I hold my hands up, I did build spammy links, but look at this link, it's really good. Reward me for these 10 links, reward me for those links. And that's when you get the real returns back.
Oh, love that backlink rejuvenation. Haven't heard that one yet. You actually use that term, I believe. It does. I think I did hear it from talk. But yeah, that's actually a great way to like. So you actually have to rejuvenate. I mean, are there any other like type of like unconventional signals to like can really help rejuvenate your links?
So another thing that I would recommend, again, this might not apply. Actually, no, it probably does now. 12 months ago, if you had asked me this, it probably wouldn't apply to the local guys. Now it probably does a little bit more, and that's EEAT. I feel like a lot of people, when you speak about EEAT, people are like, oh yeah, I've got an offer box, I've got a GMB, done. No, don't. So again, like if any of you guys are affiliates, what you want to be doing is making sure that your website is clear as day who's written that article, right? The last thing you want is to essentially go on a website, land on the website, see that it's factually incorrect, and not be able to contact the author of that article, whether it's Paul, whether it's myself, whoever it is, right? So making sure you have that, right? That's on-page EEAT, but there's also off-page EEAT as well. So again, you look at the likes of Elon Musk, you look at the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, right? Elon Musk isn't just mentioned on Tesla. He's mentioned on hundreds, if not thousands of other websites, mention how knowledgeable he is in the EV industry, right? So like, I would love for Elon Musk to do this. Go if he was to set up a affiliate website tomorrow talking about electrical cars and stuff, right? He would do really well because he's got his foundational EEAT correct. There's a lot of websites talking about him. There's a lot of websites mentioning him, right? Oh, of course he won't do it. It's not. He's probably never going to get the ROI back, right? But if he did do it, it'd be great. So just again, making sure that your offers have social media. Like I'm still seeing websites where the offers is from this person doesn't exist. It's the persona. It's the fake persona creator, right?
I got a few of those.
So right. So making sure you replace them, right? And then making sure that your offers are actually like contributing to other websites within your industry, right? So like, again, a lot of people will get Harrow. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, help a reporter out. They think that that's EEAT, and it's not. You're just plastering your name on a website. What you want to be doing is demonstrating your expertise on other websites. So for example, if anyone searches my name, Kasra Dash, you'll very quickly see I've got a knowledge panel. There's a lot of articles talking about me. Again, if you search up Matt Diggity, there's websites like SEMrush and Search Engine Journal and all these other search engine land. All of these websites are mentioning Matt Diggity. So as soon as a Google quality rater checks your website, say for example, if a Google quality rater checked out diggitymarketing.com and they wanted to do a little bit of digging to see who Matt Diggity is, they would very quickly see, he's mentioned on SEMrush, he's mentioned on Ahrefs, he's mentioned on Search Engine Journal. He knows a thing or two about SEO. Again, if somebody searches my name, Kasra Dash, you'll very quickly realize that I know a thing or two about SEO, right? So it's all about the trust, and it's also like what we call the branded window, right? It's what people see before they even click on your website. Is this a trustworthy offer, or is it just another name like Sarah Jane, the professional photographer that's never left the house and all she does is use Shutterstock images on the website, right? That's Google's smart now. Like I'd like to think that they've cracked the code of using personas.
Love that. Okay, so we got one question here from the audience, and before we come to my last questions on for the show here, we have one from Adil Ahmed. What if we buy backlinks from Dave first for a fresh website? Have you tested this?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like what we typically do is we will we've got a set list of foundational links, so no follows, unbranded, unlinked mentions, just like typically what a real business would do. Try and look as real as possible. So citations are great. Unlinked mentions are great. Just mentioning your brand on other websites is great. Like again, if you look at IBM, right, they have a lot of unlinked mentions. Again, same goes with your offers as well.
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that helps massively. And then once you have the foundation set up, then making sure you get some power through to the website. So you have link insertions, you have guest posts, build up the topical relevance, build up the actual power as well using those. And then again, if you want to go one step further, build tier 2s to your guest posts. So you're getting as much power back to your website.
Love that. Okay, so this is my last question on the topic of website recovery. But let's say, like, once you talked early in the very beginning, you talked about, like, you don't want to drive the car and run out of gas, then you have to go walk to the gas station, right? So I went, like, what's some proactive maintenance for someone to like to make sure that they don't get hit, and they can kind of like just pay attention to certain things to not get hit by an update.
Yeah, so this is going to probably sound really white hat, but like what you want to be doing is first of all making sure the content is actually matching the intent. So a lot of people will be plastering websites with long form content when it actually needs to be short form, or it needs to be in tables, making sure that your content's matching what everybody else is also doing. And again, like, some people will say, well, you're just contradicting yourself. You've just said don't do copycat SEO. Now, again, what you want to be doing is like bringing something new to the SERP. Now, if you were to do like best TVs, right, making sure that is the table that you're actually presenting on that page, like, is it up to date? Is it got the latest LG or Samsung TV that came out 3 days ago? If it's not, and if you've just copycatted everybody else's, then you don't deserve to rank there. Google already has that data set. So doing stuff like that is super important, I feel. Again, there's a lot of people that don't get the foundation set up correctly. Like, making sure, like, the EAT stuff that I've just spoke about, super important. And a lot of people, they're just like, nah, I don't need it. I don't believe in EAT. And then the foundational links as well. Foundational links are super important. Like, the more foundations you have set up in place, the better. Like, the more longevity your website has. Whenever I'm building out a website, whether it's for myself or whether it's for a client or whatever, I always look to say, right, okay, this isn't just going to be a churn and burn website that I'm looking to earn as much money as I can for 2 months. I'm looking to flip this website. So what can I do for longevity? And again, it comes back down to what I said at the beginning, making sure that you're ranking everything, not just on Google Organic, making sure your images are ranking, making sure your videos are ranking, Google videos, YouTube videos. And then, just EAT. Again, EAT is so important.
Love that. And this is the last question I ask all my SEO professionals that come on here. If someone wants to get into the SEO game, become an SEO professional themselves, what would your advice be to them?
Go and get hired by an agency. Like, I feel like that you're probably going to learn a lot of stuff. And again, make sure that agency can actually get results. So look at their client testimonials, look at the case studies that they've actually published on their website. If they haven't published any testimonials and case studies, they're probably just a burn and churn sausage factory of clients. They'll get a client and then the client will leave after 3 months. You don't want to learn SEO like that. There's a lot of SEOs that in the UK anyway, I don't know about the US, but a lot of SEO agencies are like that. They actually don't know how to rank, but because they have a pretty website and because they rank for, I don't know, SEO London or SEO Manchester or whatever, right? They might have a really nice website. They might be able to rank their own website, but they don't know how to rank client websites. So just make sure that if you are going to sign up to an agency, or if you're going to look to get hired by an agency, they actually can get results, because that's probably the easiest and quickest way to rank or learn how to rank. And then if you have more of a self-employed route, so you don't want to essentially be working a 9 to 5 and stuff like that, again, go and learn the trade from someone that knows it, and then set up a rank and rent agency. Rank and rent's pretty easy. And then the third thing I would probably say is get a mentor. There's so many people that want to become good at a sport, right? So if you wanted to go and learn how to box, you would probably go and hire a boxing coach, right? Or if you wanted to lose some weight, you would probably go and hire a PT, a personal trainer. People don't do that in business, and I don't know why. I genuinely don't get it, right? So it just makes sense, right? Okay, Andre knows how to rank. I'm going to go get him to show me how to rank, or at least give me advice, right? Go and find a mentor that has already achieved what you want to achieve, and very quickly they'll lay down the path and be like, no, don't go that way. You need to go this way. So yeah, get a mentor as well.
Love that. And for this episode to feel complete for you, and if someone wants to get to you as their mentor, how can people get a hold of you?
Kasra-.com. You can also find me on Twitter, where I'm very controversial. Some people hate me, some people love me.
All right. Everyone, let's give a round of applause. Thank you, Kasra. Can you hold on for one quick second? Yeah. Ever wondered how to get your brand noticed? I found the answer with Magic PR. Thanks to Magic PR, my brand now reaches over 300 plus premium news and media outlets. I've seen my news on AP, Bloomberg, Yahoo News, and many more. And it's not just about visibility. With Magic PR's unique SEO process, I've noticed incredible boost in traffic to my site and improved local and organic rankings. From crafting the perfect press release to building a powerful SEO campaign, Magic PR is always there for me. Want to experience the magic of PR? Try Magic PR just like I did. Watch your business reach new heights.
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, cause the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show, let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera helping you step it up. No delay right now. Time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!